today I'm going to share with you 5 mistakes that people make when building. We've had a ton of emails come through recently from people that want to build, if you're thinking about building in the future, all of that kind of stuff. So I just thought it'd be helpful to do a video to share with you 5 mistakes that we've seen people make during the building process that I don't want you guys to also make, so I decided to share them with you, okay? So without me rabbiting on too long, I'm going to just jump straight in there with the first one, number 1, which is asking for a rough estimate. Now, when you ask for a rough estimate, oh, how much is like a 4-bedroom house or a 2-bedroom house or a 3-bedroom house, it is absolutely impossible for us to tell you even roughly how much something that is going to be, because we don't know what size your house is going to be. Is it a bungalow? Is it a story building? It would be absolutely impossible for us to say. And it just doesn't work like that. And if a builder comes to you and says, oh yeah, I can do you a 3-bedroom house for $20,000 or $50,000 or $300,000, whatever it is, run in the opposite direction, because believe me, issues may not be there now, but they will be in the future. You have to take the right process. Please, please, for the love of everything natural, please take the right process. It will help you so much. You must have a bill of quantity. That is the only thing that will give you an idea of how much what you want to do is going to cost. Once you get your bill of quantity and you feel that, oh no, this is not within my budget, then you can make changes and think, okay, maybe I won't have a story. Maybe I'll decide to have a bungalow, or maybe I won't have a 6-bedroom house. I'll have a 4-bedroom house instead. There are different ways that you can adapt what you want. But you must have a bill of quantity to begin with first. Otherwise, what will happen is that you'll go and hire a builder, and the builder would have said to you, okay, yeah, you can build this wonderful mansion house for 50,000 cedis or $50,000 or whatever it is, and they'll take on the job, and things will look all hunky-dory at the beginning. And what you find is as the job goes in, you'll be getting a few more phone calls saying, oh, we need some more money for this. We need some more money for this. Boss, we need more sand. This has done this has done that. That is not the kind of phone call that you want, especially if you have actually had a budget for what you want to do, and the person has said, yes, you can achieve it. Believe me, we've heard a ton of horror stories where this has happened to people. So don't fall into that trap of allowing someone to say that, oh yeah, I can do it for this, and you going along with it, and you've got nothing on paper that is giving you a guideline. It just doesn't work. Get your bill of quantity done so that you can see and you have an idea. Okay, this is what this is gonna cost. It's gonna cost me this much to do the foundation. It's gonna cost me this much to do the superstructure, or whatever it is. Do that bill of quantity. It is so important. Just get it done. You have to do that. You can't cut corners on doing the bill of quantity. Do the bill of quantity so that you don't feel cheated as a customer, and so that the builder also doesn't feel cheated. But once you have your bill of quantity, you're pretty much good to go. The only thing that can ever change is if prices rise. If a bag of cement today is 40 and tomorrow it jumps up to 50, that is not the builder's fault. It's one of those things. So therefore, your building cost your bill of quantity would change based on that fact. But pretty much your bill of quantity is practically set. So please get your bill of quantity done, just so that everybody's clear, everybody's on the same page. You must get that done, right? The second thing is being stingy with your foundation. Oh my gosh. Have you seen some of the houses that are around where you see like cracks this size in them? It's because people have become stingy with the foundation. When you're doing a foundation, that is the foundation of your building. It's the thing that holds the building. If you do not get your foundation right, you're going to be in big trouble later on. Don't cut corners on your foundation thinking that, oh, but if I do it this way, I'm going to save 2,000 cedis, 5,000 cedis. Don't think of it that way, because trust me, if you get problems with your foundation, you're going to have to start thinking about underpinning and all that thing. And that, whatever you think you saved, you haven't saved. You're going to go back and redo that work. It's going to cost you more. So please do not be stingy with the foundation. Do not squeeze the builder so much so that you're forcing him to cut corners in order to meet what you want. Again, that comes back to your bill of quantity. If the person's giving you a price for the foundation, don't argue over the foundation. The foundation is critical. That's the thing that will hold your house up. You don't want your house to fall down or have problems with it. So please, 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 from me to you, please Don't cut corners on your foundation. And also, when you're doing your foundations have got to be dug to a certain depth, depending on the type of ground that you have. Another really good tip for you guys is when you're doing your foundation, think about the future as well. So, like right now, you think that, okay, maybe I'm building a bungalow, and that's great, but in 5-10 years time, you may think, oh gosh, actually we've outgrown the house. Instead of having to think, oh, I'm going to sell this house and we're going to have to try and move somewhere else, I'm going to start again or whatever. Think about the future where maybe later on you may want to build another level on top. But if you've only dug your foundation that is now suitable only for a bungalow, it's going to be very difficult to go up. You're going to have extra costs incurred that way. But if you put a foundation in that can support a story building, I'm talking so fast, I'm sorry. If you only build a foundation that is suitable for a bungalow and not for a story building, you're going to have to find other ways to make it a story building. Whereas if you have already got your foundation and it can sit a story building, then you're flexible. You can build the house or extend the house or whatever you want to do later on. So treat your foundation really well. Make sure everything is pet, as they say. You don't want mistakes there. Also, building too quickly. Please don't try and build a house in 3 months. It's not possible. There are certain times where you have to pause in order to, especially for the foundation, to let the foundation set, let everything settle. Because if your foundation hasn't settled properly, what you're going to find is you're going to have lots of movement happen later on. As you start putting the blocks up and the house starts to erect, you're gonna start getting cracks, things are going to start moving and all of that. You need to take your time with building. That doesn't mean you've got to do your foundation and wait 6 months. It doesn't mean that, but you have to let your foundation settle so that when you start to bring the building up, you don't get so much movement. It kind of like, you know, things have to settle down. So don't try to build so quickly that, you know, you're compromising the integrity of the house. So take your time, listen to what your builder says. If you've got a good builder, he wouldn't advise you to rush the build anyway and try and build within 3 months. It's just not, it's not going to be possible, no matter how much. It's not to do with manpower, it's just taking things at the right stage by stage. So don't be in a rush to build quickly. Like I said, if you want to save on building, buy certain materials that you know you can build and store. That doesn't even make sense, does it? Buy certain materials that you know you can store. As I've said in a previous video, iron rods, you can buy those and store them. Nothing's going to happen to them. Just get them chained down so no one can steal them. Or secure them in some sort of storage container, whatever you do. Because iron rods, when rods go up, everybody shakes. Because iron rods are like one of the most expensive things that you're going to purchase in the house. That and something else, Kwame told me, I can't remember offhand now. But there was something else. Yeah. Also, taking a builder purely on price. So you get yourself a builder and you think, oh right, I'm going to get 3 quotes just to see who's going to be the best. And you take whoever's cheaper. Oh, this person says that they can do it for 20,000 cedis cheaper or 20 cedis cheaper. And then you decide to go for that person. Do you want problems? Just because something is cheaper does not mean that it's the best. And neither does it mean that someone who's the most expensive is also the best. You have to go, recommendation is the best way, honestly. It's the best way. But also, the person that you're getting the recommendation from, look at their house too and see if that is the quality that you want. Because there is a lot, I've paused because I'm choosing my words very carefully here. So there are a lot of houses that people say, oh, this is a really nice house, but that might not be a nice house to you. That might not be the standard of quality house that you want. So look at the person that's giving you a recommendation and think about their house. Is that what you want your house to turn out like? If it is, then go for that builder, absolutely. If it's not, then you might want to take their recommendation with a little bit of salt, because that might not be what you're looking for. You know, there are different grades of builders here. Some people, as I've said again in a previous video, you'll tell them, okay, I want this. But then they'll do something else and say, oh, but this one is nicer, because they're kind of stuck in their ways. And so instead of them being willing to adapt to what you've asked for, they will give you what they think is best because everybody else does it. At the moment, there's a type of house that everybody seems to be building, and it's the most wonderful thing. Better than sliced bread, and that's the standard house. And to a lot of people, that is beautiful house, but that might not be what you're looking for. You might be looking for something a bit more contemporary, something a bit more modern. So before you decide to pick a builder, make sure that they can actually give you what you want and they're actually going to stick with what you're saying and not what they think that you're saying. So just be careful with that one too. Another thing is the wrong sequence of works. Now, building is complicated, way more than what I can probably explain over this video. There are certain things, there's a process to building. So like, you can't start building the blocks if you haven't done the foundation. You can't put in your windows if you haven't even, I don't know, you haven't even got the block, you haven't like, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm lost. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm sorry. I'm going to try that one again. Okay. Right. So yeah. So you can't put in tiles if you haven't even waterproofed the place. There is a sequence of works as things are being done. And if you do the wrong sequence of works, what will happen is that either the next trade person that comes in is going to mess up something that you think is finished, or you're going to have to redo something. So you might have put in, I don't know, wiring for something, and then someone has come to plaster, but you hadn't finished your wiring, or you've plastered and then you haven't done your wiring. It's just, it makes a whole mess. Not only is it going to cost you more money, it's going to delay you on time, it's going to delay other tradesmen, and sometimes tradesmen don't like to wait for certain things. So if you've booked a tradesman to do something, and he's waiting for you now because you've made a mistake with the sequence of work, and he now has to wait. He's not going to sit there at home and wait for you when you're ready. He's going to take a job somewhere else, and he's going to complete that job before he comes back to you. And by that time, something else is now delayed with you. So now your whole building is delayed. Your sequence of work must be done in the correct order. And I did not have the brain power to, no, not the brain power, that's the wrong word. I do not have the knowledge to be able to tell you exactly what a sequence of works is. It is beyond me at the moment. Yeah, so I can't tell you that. But guys, please, when it comes to your building, there are a few things you do not compromise with. You have to take your building seriously. You know, if you don't have a lot of money to start with what you have. You know, as I said, you can always expand on a building. Even if you're starting with 2 bedrooms, you can start to build out if that's what you need to do. You can build slowly. You can say, okay, we're going to do a foundation, then we're going to stop. Then we're going to put up the bricks, and then we're going to stop. Whatever you're going to do. But the most important thing I would say about building is get your land and just start. Please, if you buy some land, put up a fence wall. As I've said before, that will activate the land, so that if you have any issues with the land, once you start doing that wall, trust me, people will start to come out of the woodworks. We don't want any horror stories. I hate hearing horror stories about things that have gone wrong with land purchasing. People have to buy their land 20 times and all of that. You don't want those issues. So once you buy a piece of land, please, if it's in an estate, that's a completely different thing. But if it's not, please wall it first, so that you know that you have secured what is rightfully yours, what you have paid for, and continue with your process of getting your yellow paper and getting your land titled if that is what you need to do. But don't mess about with building. But as I say, you don't need to be rich to start building. As I said, we certainly aren't. We have started what we have, and we've made a lot of compromises on the way. Like I said, we're in a 2-bedroom at the moment, and that 2-bedroom is what, even though, you know, we're literally on top of each other, we have no space. We're like, oh, excuse me, as we're trying to get past each other in the hallway and stuff like that, you know. But that is what we're prepared to deal with at the moment, so that we can achieve our bigger goal, which is to get the house finished and designed how we want it to be. So that is the compromise that we're willing to make. So what is the compromise you're willing to make? You know, build slowly, build according to your pocket. Like I say, do the foundation, then do the bricks, and then whatever you need to do, you can finish a floor, you can move into that floor, and then continue to the next floor if that's what you need to do. There are many ways you can do it, so don't think, oh, I haven't got enough money to start. That shouldn't stop you. People build slowly, people build even over 10 years here. It doesn't matter. The most important thing is do it bit by bit as you can. Before you know it, you're finished. And we realized that is what happens here, because when we came to Ghana, we were like, okay, so how much did it cost you to finish your house? And people could never ever tell us. In fact, I don't think I've been able to find anybody that's been able to tell us categorically exactly what they spent on their house, because they're building stages. So it's like, okay, but at the time we built, iron rods were maybe only 1,000 cities. Now they're almost 4,000 cities. So things change all the time. But anyway, I'm starting to talk a lot, so I'm going to stop the video right there. Guys, I hope you have learned something out of that. If you have any comments, please drop them in the comment section below. I'm definitely going to stop because they've started banging. They're working upstairs and they've started banging. Yes. And if you haven't subscribed, please feel free to subscribe. subscribe. It is absolutely free, 100% free, and hit the notification bell so that when I release a video, you guys will always know about it. Guys, until next time, I am